Buckle up, excellence junkies, because this podcast is definitely for you. Welcome to Rocket Fuel. Do you wish that you could surround yourself with people that love to kick ass just like you? Well, come to my party, baby, and meet some of the brightest stars in the entrepreneurial galaxy, because it is my mission to give these entrepreneurs a platform to declare what they are on this planet to accomplish and to show you why they are rocket fuel. And we're live. Oh, guys. All right. So we just recorded an amazing episode with Marie Mack. Marie is an expert on just logistically managing online events. Okay, that might sound dry, but no, we talked about some juicy stuff, because what I love about what you do, Marie, is that you allow us to understand that somebody understands all of the details, but you also understand that it could be highly stressful, and your objective is to actually help it make it peaceful for us. So Marie, you are the founder of First Cup to Close, and can you just give us the brief version of what it is that you do, so we could kind of set the stage here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I support online entrepreneurs as they are increasing their visibility through online events. And those include challenges, summits, and giveaways. And I think today what we want to focus on mostly is summits. Summits are super powerful. It's probably one of my favorite online events. And we make it awesome. Like, we make it just chill and peaceful, like we're going to talk about. And so that's where our life is inside of First Cup to Close. Most days.
Awesome. And we definitely, and maybe even at another time, we could dig into like one of the other online events, but we chose digging into summits. Now, I mean, these summits are popping up all over the place. So these are digital summits where, can you describe a little bit like what you mean by a summit, or what we mean by?
Absolutely. So a summit, specifically in my vocabulary, there are a bunch of different people who have different visions, which is totally fine. But when I think of a summit, I think of having a host, and they have different guests that come on. They interview about a similar topic, and those hosts are able to give deep and impactful value to the people that are participating in that summit. And so summits are a gathering of different interviews that are out there for participants to register for free.
And the main reason why a host entrepreneur would put these on for free, because I know a lot of people think like, oh, this free summit, like why would you do that, right? Is for lead generation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an amazing lead generation tool. In the online world, new leads coming in, even if you're not quite sure about how you might be able to impact them later on, your vision and your business has a goal, has a reason that it's available for other people. And so having new leads in is the way that we do that inside of summits. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I will also add that it's a really fantastic way to kind of establish yourself as an authority or figure or influence figure within a particular subset, right? And one, you get to meet other experts that have complementary services, right? And then now you're kind of being presented of the host and the person that's connecting the audience with all of these like awesome people. So that's really, really cool. So if you're an entrepreneur, and I wonder, I mean, if you wind up watching this on our YouTube channel, whatever, like, please leave a message, because I know that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that have kind of considered this. So tell me, like, why would somebody like consider it and then stop?
Yeah. So summits, from the very basis, you're like, not a problem. I'm going to go get some people, and we're going to have some talks, and we're going to interview, record, and we're going to put it up live, and there we go. Seems easy enough. But the biggest thing when you start looking at the checklist, and I know we've probably have said this, I know we definitely said it in the bigger interview, but that checklist of items can be daunting. It can be overwhelming. And a lot of times when summit hosts say, I'm going to do a summit, and they open up that checklist, they go, oh, nope. There are logistics that happen. There are tech things that happen. There is, what's the right program? How do I find participants? What if I don't find somebody to come on that's the right person? What if the host and this, the interviewee, they don't get along? Like, there's all the things that can happen inside of there.
The
so it kind of,
like what, like where is it?
I mean, they're all the things,
Summit. Wow. Yeah.
And so that's usually where a summit, a host will say, yes, I'm going to do a summit. And then they look at all the things and they're just like, no, I'm not going to do that, because it can be overwhelming and it can be daunting and it can be, I don't have the time for this, or whatever it might be. So we see people who will shy away from doing a summit, which is super impactful for a community. And their good ideas are sitting on the shelf. So it's kind of a bummer.
Right. And well, the worst is if they actually started the process. Like, they could have actually downloaded that like online checklist. It's like, oh, I have my checklist. All right, I'm going to spend a couple of weeks doing it. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I don't think that this is worth it. I mean, I hate to say, I can't tell you how many like summits I have been invited to as a guest, and I've done my interview and then just the summit itself just kind of falls apart. You know, and I think that there's something about, if we choose to do that, we have a message to share in the world. There's like inspiration about meeting people and interviewing people and sharing the message and connecting with the right audience and all of that stuff. And then the stuff that you're not uniquely brilliant on is going to like, either it's going to bore you or it's going to check you out. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's just not what you're wired for. Right. And it's a shame, because then ultimately, if you don't get that summit out, you're not getting your message out. Right. You're not impacting the people that you could impact. And that's like really, really important. I love that. Like, you recognize that you find passion in helping people like share that message. And if you were to support me, right, in creating a summit, like, where would I as a host typically falter you, even if you're managing, the process?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for hosts that especially first time summit hosts, is they're not expecting things to take as much time as they do. I mean, and I think we talked about this also, is like, that's kind of entrepreneurship. Like, you're going to say, no problem, I know how to put together a website. It's going to go smooth and everything's fine. And then GoDaddy's down for like 5 hours because you can't get to them. And the page doesn't load the right way because the internet went out. They're the things that you can't see that are going to happen, and not giving yourself enough time to do that, then it initially will give you a whole bunch of stress inside of this summit that can then say, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, because it's just like, no, this is too many things. Well, all of those things, although we don't know that they're going to happen, more than likely there's something is going to happen. We predict for the things to happen that we don't know yet. My team and I do it all the time. We have 2 weeks right around a summit launch. We do nothing but focus on this one host doing this one summit. We cancel almost everything else because we don't know. We don't know. And something's going to, but we can predict something is going to happen, and we can be ready for it so that that summit does go into a peaceful space, and that host gets those leads to come in. And so I think as a host, it's just important to give yourself enough time to know, to learn. And it's okay, you don't know these things, but then also to make sure you keep moving through them, so that you actually make that goal happen of that summit. That summit date is on the calendar. It's important. It shouldn't move. But knowing that there are going to be things that happen before that, you might not be able to predict.
Yeah. That's really, really important, because inherently, especially if we waited a while to actually do the summit that we've been dreaming to do, then it's like, all right, let's do it. I want to do it next month. It's like, whoa, slow your roll. Wait, do you want to do it well, or do you want to just get something out, next month? So I can imagine that one, not even understanding the process, right? So you expect it to go faster, but then there's this like buildup that you're managing because we waited so damn long to finally pull the trigger. It's like this emotional like volcano,
Well, and that stress that can come through that can resonate to your participants, and the participants are Those are our people. That's why we're doing this. And we don't need any of that to go out to them. We always have peaceful energy that goes out through a summit in order to take these participants and to love on them and to say, you're in the right place and this is the right thing for you, and invite them eventually to do something that's paid. Like, yes, a summit may be free, but in the end, a paying option is what you want these people to do. And how long that takes is totally up to the host. But at the end of the day, we are assuming that the people coming in are eventually going to pay you money. So when they come in and they get that first know, like, trust situation where they know you, they like you, they're going to go through this process to trust you enough to then say, here's my credit card. I would like to do more things with you. So
yeah. And so it's so interesting hearing a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. By the way, you're going to learn more about that in the longer episode. So listen, yes. Right? She's talking peaceful because she's like, we have checklists. You have things that you've proactively identified, right? Like, what could go wrong and how to handle it.
Absolutely. And having the plan means we can adjust the plan. If you don't have the plan, you can't adjust it. And then it just goes all haywire. And then you're all putting stress inside of the world. And that's just not a thing we need. Nobody needs stress inside the world right now. No. We need peaceful spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what this is, I'm really excited about. We all know that our episodes include a catchword so that our guests can kind of extend additional value. We only have limited amount of time, but Marie put together this amazing, super powerful guide called Summit Success. And it talks about proactively identifying the drags in the summit creation process. Okay. So this is gold, right? You could go out there and download a whole bunch of checklists, right? But this is about really focusing on the things that are going to slow you down. All right. So if you are that entrepreneur, you have been dreaming, you have been percolating with ideas about this summit, or perhaps you actually did a summit and you were like, holy crap, I have like the scars from that. I'm not sure. I like traumatic, response here. I am not sure I want to do it again. Then just do this. Text for this guide so that it can kind of put in perspective how you can make the process more peaceful. And so therefore, the catchword is RF for Rocket Fuel -peaceful to 411321. That is how you're going to get this piece. Don't forget to provide your email address. If we don't ask you for your email address, that means you've texted a catchword before. So yay, round of applause to you. But you don't want to miss this piece. It's super valuable. Even if you've had the checklist, you are talking about learning from a master, okay? Somebody who knows how to master checklists and merges logistics with peace and stress-free. What? You're like a unicorn narwhal. That's what. So RF-peaceful to 411321. And of course, if you're outside of the US, you can text RF-peaceful to +1 909 741 1321. Do it right now. I don't want you to forget Marie Mack. So with that being said, aside from telling people that they need to hear the longer episode, because you dropped lots of value there, what are some final words for those people that have been dreaming of the summit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is just put it on your calendar. Put it in your space that this is something you're going to do. Commit to yourself. Tell your accountability partner, tell your coach, tell whoever is out there, tell your dog if you need to. But make it something that's going to happen inside of your life, and understand that putting it on is going to be an amazing experience. You're going to put yourself out there as an expert. You're going to network with other people, and you're going to make the next summits that you host better and better by having this experience. So put it on the calendar, make it happen.
I love it. I love it for you and for the people that you're going to serve. Guys, if you have enough passion, right? You're listening to this and you're like itching in your seat, like, oh gosh, I wanted to do this, right? That means you have a big ass message. You have some big ass influence and impact to deliver. Unleash it in a controlled, peaceful way, right? But
yes.
But I in Rocket Fuel, in our Rocket Fuel community, and just my mantra is to leverage experts, because that is Rocket Fuel. And Marie, clearly what you do for your clients, everybody like just raves about the work that you do. And I thank you for taking the time to share just a little bit of those golden nuggets that you have there in your head. So thank you so much, Marie Mack from First Cup to Close. And thank you, Rocketeers. I hope that you have a rockin' day. Bye now. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, every one of our episodes is boosted by a value-packed keyword called a catchword. Yeah. This allows our audiences to text to receive even more value from our guests. So take advantage of that great value. And if you share your expertise by guesting on podcasts or TV or speaking in front of live or digital audiences, then you're leaving anonymous fans behind. So go get a catchword at catchwords.com, KETCH words.com, and use podcast20 as a promo code for 20% off your setup fee. Look, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to Rocket Fuel Podcast so you never miss your jolt of Rocket Fuel. Until next time, adios.